Hello, Fightful Faithful, and welcome to another episode of the Sour Grabs post NXT post show after party deal. There's not really much to celebrate after this episode. I mean, not much. There's some, but not much. Yeah, we try and make it fun, talking about just reprehensibly bad wrestling. Uh, you know, uh, wrestling programming. God love them. They're trying in the ring, but nobody's trying behind the typewriters writing this shit because it's
They
terrible.
might be behind typewriters, like with the
But they're
the
not
brand
trying.
of
They're
the
not
brand of
trying. That's
no,
for sure.
no.
They're
But
not
like
trying.
that's like a ha thing. But like their sense of humor indicates they might have really stopped evolving technologically.
Yes.
At the typewriter era.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Everybody, please get in your super chats at the bottom of the YouTube chat. Also, go to humperchats.com, leave a humper chat. That gives us a little bigger piece of the pie if you do that. But if you don't feel like doing the humper chats, no worries. You can always give us money via super chats. So that's nice. Actually, that does go to pay everybody's salary here at Fightful entirely publicly funded. This little deal that we're a part of, which is nice.
Sean always calls us the PBS of wrestling media, and I'm like, we should have a cheesy telethon where we give away like a Fightful tote bag.
Yes, exactly. If you give enough money in super chats and humper chats, you should get a tote bag sent to your house.
Yeah, you should. I also just want to say, I know I deactivated my Twitter, and I appreciate everyone's support because there was just like a lot of nonsense going on that I decided to remove myself from. I'll probably be back at the end of the week, but my birthday is this weekend, and the gift I gave to myself was deactivating my Twitter account and not dealing with any dorks online. But a lot of lovely support was passed on to me via the fella next to me and Sean and stuff. So I'm fine. I'm doing all right. I didn't want anyone. People were so alarmed when I deactivated my Twitter, and I'm good. But I'm giving myself a little break from dorks, which means unfortunately via the platform I have to take a break from you guys who I really like. But I am all good. I am so excited to be here talking about bad wrestling today because this is just not great.
The thing of it is that I am of the opinion that there are good dorks and bad dorks, and when you remove yourself from all of dorkitude, you are definitely removing yourself from the bad dorks. But there are good dorks out there who just want to be dorky with love towards you, and that's frustrating.
And I say that with love back. I am also a dork, like the biggest wrestling dork. You guys know me.
I'm a huge dork. But I think that the new thing is like when Glinda comes down into the land of Munchkin Land and says to Dorothy, "Are you a good dork or a bad dork?" You know, you got to pick one. You can only be one.
It's true.
Yeah. Ryan Sullivan sends in a super chat. Wait, there's pie. Like a slice of the pie, we get pie.
Yeah, we get a bigger piece of it if you use humper chats.
Yeah, if you use humper chats, we get a bigger piece. He sent it via super chat. So he wants us to have smaller pie. He's confused about the pie. There is pie.
I just told you my birthday is on Saturday.
Yeah, apparently. Here's the thing. In honor of your birthday, Kate, after this show, we will be recording a new episode for the Know Your News channel called Is It Cake? Talking about the Netflix show. I just realized that is in honor of your birthday that we'll be talking about cake this week. So
I'm so excited to talk about Is This Cake. I watched it with my sister, and we just couldn't turn it off. We could have. It wasn't like it was so great, but we just chose not to, and a lot of fun. I see that Buster Elizabeth is in the chat again. What a good boy he's been today.
He says,
I did my spring cleaning. I did my carpet cleaning today. I get a lot done when I deactivate Twitter, I found out. And he normally is a menace with that. But Buster Elizabeth, you were very good even with the carpet cleaner today, my friend. Thank you. Barks back right at you.
We have a lot of love toward my co-host, and I'm going to read via these super and humpers chats. Matt Reichel says, "Happy early birthday, Kate! A killer New Japan show on your birthday weekend. Gonna support all of my Fightful family. That's nice."
Yes, there is, partner. There is a
JW Pringle says, "Kate, you want I should bust some heads? I've been to the Clink. I could go back. Also, I like Pie too. A la mode is the best."
Whoa, JW Pringle's been in the Clink? I have so many questions. I think you're about to meet Tony D there. Hey!
Ryan Lambert says, "Pie, my fave pie is carrot cake. What's your carrot cake is not a pie.
It's a cake by definition."
I love all things berry. Blackberry pie is probably my favorite. Blackberry pie, like a really good, like perfectly the balance of sweet and tart cherry pie. My grandmother made a killer strawberry rhubarb pie.
Right.
Every time I have a strawberry rhubarb slice of strawberry rhubarb pie, I'm like, that's not it. I don't know what my grandma did, but the strawberry rhubarb pie that she made was unlike any other kind of strawberry rhubarb pie.
Was it the ratio?
I don't know. I don't know. And also, like, rhubarb is basically inedible unless it's mixed with strawberries in a pie. I don't know what that is, but it's so true. Jake Salazar says, "Alex and Kate, the only team better than FTR."
That is high praise.
Yeah.
FTR is phenomenal.
Salazar also says, "Kate, you beautiful, amazing woman, don't let these basement living bastards get to you. I wish I could have seen a few of these because as a Southern Georgia raised guy, I would have put the fear of God in them. Love you, Kate. Stay amazing." Now listen, let's not paint all basement living bastards with the same brush. Because I lived in a basement for some time back in college. It was fine. It was a lovingly appointed basement. Just kidding. It was full of cave crickets. But still, I was a bastard and I lived in a basement, but I wouldn't have done. Not all basement living bastards are like that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Also, I don't actually care about them. That's why I removed myself.
Exactly. Mark Quill says, "Reason number 510,222 to why Kate Elizabeth is great. She is very funny and one of the finest voices of women's wrestling around. Plus, she has the best bangs in the biz. Happy Tuesday, everyone. SGS for life. Kate forever." You're getting so many wonderful everyone, like everything. The Shotki 29 says, "The SGS stands strong for its sour queen, Kate." Spine on the Pine says, "Kate, screw the nonsense. You are amazing. Thank you and Alex for the constant enjoyment."
I love you guys.
Tom LaValle says, "In anticipation of Kate back on screen, I've seen a lot of negativity on Twitter. I cannot imagine what shows up in the DMs from the worst of it. I've seen a lot of wrestlers speak out against this stuff, including Punk, Buff, and Kid Bandit. Love to all." Yeah, we just don't be an asshole. That's kind of my thing. That's always my thing.
That's it.
Harry Yazawa says, "Even Matthew Plus broke character for you. You're special."
Oh, the kindest of gestures.
Yeah, there you go, man. When that son of a bitch Matthew Plus is saying nice things,
I know.
You know, you're
babyface turn. Because but here's the thing, he knows, like, oh God, did they poke the bear? Like, because he knows I could kick his ass. That's the problem.
Yeah. The battered one Jam Beer says, "Happy early 26th birthday to Kate, not Catlin."
Oh, very kind of you. Like, very kind of you.
Daisy Ruth says, "Love both of you immensely. Sending it in advance because NXT fucking puts me to sleep and I always catch up with you. I had to drink an energy drink at the halfway point of NXT tonight, or I would not have made it through, Kate. This was not a great one.
This is really bad. It was really bad.
I'm gonna. There was so many of these. I'm gonna stop and go back to the birthday wishes and the Kate, you're an awesome person wishes as we go through this, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep writing this forever. The battered one Jam Beer says, "Sorry, but strawberry rhubarb pie beats all pie. My grandma's does, but every other one I've had is like this. It's good. It's just not my grandma's pie." So yeah.
What if she was like,
ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all for this T20.
What if it was like secretly strawberry rhubarb? and vodka or something. And just...
Maybe like 8-year-old me was like completely soused and had no idea. Maybe. Okay. So what? So last week, Kate, at the end of spring break-in, Braun Breaker beat Joe Gacy for the title. And after the air, the off the air, he was attacked by two dudes in red masks and black hoods.
I'm ready. Let's hope the batsmen are.
They stretchered him out at the behest of Joe Gacy. And then we got to see tonight the aftermath of that, which was that they
very nice throw
trundled him into a car and drove off into what he later says was the wilderness. But it seems like they just went down to the retention pond somewhere in Full Sail University and left him there.
Got that away nicely.
They beat him up and they leave him, they say, in the wilderness, like to die of exposure. Like I don't know where exactly. Like it would have been really cool if they'd actually spent the money and the time to drive him out into something that looked like the Everglades, and then imply that they left him out there in the swamps. Like, find your way home if you can, champ. But it was obviously just a retention pond. So, like, it was just kind of funny that this was their big plan. But, like, I will take over the world. The world will never be the same. And plan A of me taking over the world is to kidnap the champion of the developmental brand of WWE and drive him 5 minutes down the parking lot.
Keep a hat to dive,
to the
but takes it
pond.
safely.
And then leave him there.
Where was that
find
going?
His way back
Called
home. No cell phone. He can't call an Uber.
I have a hard counter to that, in that even if this was produced with a $4 million budget and they took him to the Everglades itself, this would still be dog crap. This is terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was really, really terrible.
This whole thing is so bad.
Yeah.
What a delivery. Finds the edge.
Later in the episode,
he was smashed all over the park. I wonder if the captain will stick with him.
Field day in the chat.
The right arm pace bowler is coming into the attack from the
basically
pavilion
the motto of NXT 2.0 at this point. I'm sorry, what? So later in the night,
timed that shot,
Joe Gacy,
and it sails to the boundary.
He's there to explain himself, I guess. He comes out and he starts talking about the specific guys who are there with him. There's one tall guy and one not so tall guy. Both white guys, you can tell because they see their hands.
Like, on a scale of 1 to Sean Ross Sapp, like a 7. Like tall, but not.
They're asking the question.
One guy is noticeably shorter than the other.
Correct.
That's all. And they're both white guys. They don't seem to be very hefty either. They did not like go out and find a dude who looks like he's carrying the same kind of weight as Harlow. No. These are regular looking guys.
Superb catching in close.
And Joe Gacy talks about them specifically. These two men stood above and beyond. That's why you only see the two of them. Not because WWE couldn't afford all the other druids in the extras budget from 2 weeks ago. No. It's because I fired the rest of the druids who were bad druids. These are the only two good druids, is basically what he said. And I was like, okay, so unmask them. And I never did. And then like, Braun, if you can find your way back, I'm taking over the world. Can you stop me, Braun? This isn't over, Braun. Breaker. Here's my
what a delivery.
Here's my unfortunate prediction, Kate.
Don't say it.
It's GYV. It's the Brazilian young veterans are the
wicket falling in that over.
And here's why
not many runs
I
from
predict this, Kate. This was brought to my attention earlier today. Somebody sent me this on the Twitter. Do you remember their last tag match? Because I didn't.
This bowler really can get these.
But they lost a tag match versus somebody. I don't know. Oh, they wanted to have a match. They had a match versus Legado del Fantasma because both of them thought they should be the first challengers to. Yes, boy.
Cuts that nicely.
Yes, boy.
Runs away for
Not at all. Not at all. Nowhere to be found on the show. So they lost that match, and then they interviewed them backstage. The only place this was ever put was on Instagram. Was an interview with Mackenzie Mitchell and the members of GYV, Gibson and Drake.
That's what the crowd have come to see.
It is some really,
nicely played.
really profound, naturalistic acting work by Gibson. I question of it how much is acting. It's like he says, you know, we always say soon.
Great shot, superbly played.
And maybe it's time to just give that up, because we will not soon to be recognized as anything. Like we left our families and our friends and moved halfway across the world during a pandemic, leaving all our loved ones back home, not knowing we'd ever see them again. To come here to become champions.
They get back for
how's
two.
that turning out for us? And he is so forlorn and broken by this that he walks off. He removes, like they have those Liverpool colors scarves they wore. He like throws it down, dejected, and walks away. And then she turns to Drake.
Nice bowling.
And she says, "What do you have to say about this?" And he says, "You're not going to be seeing grizzled young veterans around there ever again." And he walks away. And so now they're no longer Gibson and Drake. They're Druid 1 and Druid 2. That's what I believe, because they weren't released, so they're still around. Like, I feel like they are the right height. These two guys,
That's out the middle of the
are the right height to be Gibson and Drake, and who are one of the 10 best tag teams in the world if you just let them wrestle. And in NXT, they're Druid 1 and Druid 2. That's what I think. That's who I think those two guys are.
I'm so mad at you.
Because the short one was not built enough to be Fabian Eichner. I mean, that would be also a terrible thing. But that's
all up GYV into your tag picture.
Not allowed. Yeah. Not allowed.
You're
Perfect
right, because
technique
the height
and
difference.
placement.
Why? There's like so little that I like left, and they just either release it or ruin it.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Orion Ben 666 says NXT just cannot stay consistent with the out of ring stories. The in-ring product tonight was good. Out of the ring, D-level comic book supervillain stuff. Seriously. I really do
that
question
got what it deserved.
Joe Gacy, if you're gonna take over the world, like this is like you're below Pinky in the Brain type stuff. Like you are not taking over the world anytime soon, Joe Gacy. Narf. That's what I have to say to you, sir. Narf.
But like, if you want to take over the world,
Nadine, the left arm is coming on the ball from the nursery end.
Apparently.
Like,
Baby
why
steps.
is this the title picture?
Baby steps.
My concern is that Joe Gacy is going to win, and they're going to call Braun up.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
They appeal, but I'm not sure what for.
Okay, back to telling you how awesome you are.
Okay.
This is really good, precise bowling.
Jake Salazar says, "Don't poke the Kate. One bear tried, he got turned into a rug." True story. Kate, bear killer Elizabeth. It's
Got
all
scar to
true.
prove it. Covered up.
The batted to one GM Beard says, "Kate, I learned at a young age when my mom was hitting her 50s. Every woman stays 26 or 27 on their birthdays, no matter what."
And that's
so that's very generous as someone that's in their mid-30s. You know who's still in there?
I myself am 24. Just 24.
Reasonably good over there.
I'm 24. I'm hitting my prime.
But we're also on the Oregon Trail.
You know, time stands still when you're around me, sweetheart.
It's a construct. I read about it in the Women's Day.
Jake Salazar says, "Why is Joe Beeson going to take over the world wearing Vince's old?"
They'll get a single.
It was me all along, Austin Rhodes. I don't know. Bryce Huden Yee says, "Hope you both are amazing. Long live Sour Graps." Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Harry Izawa says, "SGS's dorky butler, sending some love to two of the most amazing people in the world. Kate, you did the right thing. Enjoy your week and your B-Day, girl."
Thank you.
The Hound says, "Can't watch till tomorrow, but excited to hear the sourness from tonight's NXT." Also, F the haters. Glad to see Team Kalex tonight. SGS for life. Larry B. Dupree's III says that you and he are birthday twins.
Looking really
He's hitting the big 4-0 this Saturday, so hope you enjoy a slice of cake or pie or cake pie this weekend too, Kate.
My fellow Taurus.
That's the end of the fielding.
Here's
Some 5 fielders are now able to be moved outside the circle.
I was 2 weeks
They're confident in this one.
2 weeks.
Yep.
I switched astrological signs so that I could be birthday twins.
Ricardo the Buckeye saying, "Seeing Kate here with you, Alex, makes my night."
Oh, thank you.
And then I Am La Lucha says, "I'm just here for Kate to ruin me too. Much love." Of course, I don't know if anybody knows this, if you haven't been watching the other shows. Apparently somebody decided to rescind their subscription to Fightful Select because Kate has ruined me.
Alex. But then they resubbed.
Keep up.
They're like, "I'm gonna resub," but it was just really important that you guys know.
This partnership is now worth 50. Great batting out there.
Oh boy. Okay, so here we go. Here we got the JW Pringle and your dad's saga. JW Pringle says, "Paul Elizabeth, may your coffee never get cold. Council of Marks, may your robes never come untied. Kate, may your bangs never be
Notable.
Gone. Great catch. Quick reactions and safe hands.
Well, your dad says, "Sir Pringle, thanks for the warm coffee wishes. May we, the Council of Marks, and the rest of SGS thrive forever. Gabagool, and also with your spirit." And JW Pringle talks about his time in the clink. Says, "Just a few overnighters. I'm an upstanding citizen now,
And they get a single there.
I love the idea of him spending time in the drunk tank, like Otis in Andy Griffith's show. Just go in there and sleep it off.
Good
okay.
shot.
JW Pringle, your checkered past. I'm so intrigued. The layers of my kind of brother have really...
Ends the over.
The batter to one Jam Beard says, "Hey, I'm a Taurus too. We are the best sign."
We are, though, knowing my dad is in the chat. He had a very, 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 very stubborn
Good
daughter,
shout for that one.
so- Still does. Still does.
Yeah. And Tom LaValle says, "If we're giving out tote bags to the people who who send in the most super chat money."
The Fightful Telethon.
Tom LaValle says Mark Losper deserves a parachute-sized tote.
Another dot
A duffel
ball
bag.
builds the pressure.
So let's keep going. Let's keep going as much as we can here. Brian Lambert says, "I haven't watched NXT in a bit. How's that Richie Steamboat kid doing?" On a serious note, sending y'all all the love in the world from Chicago. Thank you, Ryan Lambert. Yeah, I'm. Richie Steamboat kid. I don't know what he's up to these days, but he would not. So we got to start the night Toxic Attraction. It's
Timed that
TG and
absolutely
JJ
perfectly.
defending
Well played.
the women's tag titles against Wendy Chu and Roxanne Perez.
This bowler really can get these spinning a long way.
So Mandy Rose is out there during the match, and at one point, I'm not gonna go into the details of the match. Like, is it worth it?
Delightful music playing behind
Let's
you.
run away to the boundary.
It's awesome that you did that.
I expect the jig.
That is the sound that plays when the wash is done in the washer at our new house.
My parents had one of those in their old house.
Yeah, and so that just plays, and it plays forever.
Shot.
Like, it plays for like 45 seconds, just in case you didn't hear. It's not like a ding, it's done. It's like, we're gonna play you the full friggin' like Rachmaninoff, whatever the hell they're playing over there. And like, no, I get you. I'm just doing something. I'm not gonna go over to the laundry room. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into all the details.
That's a perfect example how to play that shot.
Roxy's great. Wendy Chu plays her role to perfection. The
misread
toxic
that one.
girls,
Couldn't get the
whenever they
drive
decide
away.
to actually work, are fine. Usually it's just them posing a lot, and
The ball
playing
was
the
absolutely
role of
smashed
their
around the park in that over.
haughty, also haughty, heel champion. Fine. At one point, inexplicably, Mandy Rose gets in the ring. I don't know what she was doing. I guess she was checking on Gigi Dolan. Checking on her why, I'm not sure, but she's there so that she can shove Gigi out of the way of the diving
pace
Roxanne
bowler
Perez.
is coming into the
Wendy
attack
Chu
from the
attacks
pavilion.
Mandy Rose, and they roll to the outside, which allows Roxanne Perez to be basically double teamed, and she gets pinned. And then Wendy Chu follows Mandy Rose back into the ring where she attacks her, but then she's ganged up on 3-on-1. And they beat her down, stomp her out. And then Mandy Rose, standing over Wendy Chu, yells, "You will never look like me." And we're back to that again, which is what put me off of this team from the get-go. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not from. I get it, they're heels, but
Four runs,
Jiminy
the bowler will
Christmas.
know that ball deserved
Like,
to be
this is
smacked to the
just
boundary.
not like what? Like, why are we assuming Wendy Chu wants to look like you? I don't.
What the hell does that
This
have
is
to
this
do
is a
with
woman
wrestling?
who decides to go about her life dressed in sleepy pajamas all the time.
What
You
a
think
delivery.
that
Finds the
the
edge.
reason she's
End of
doing
the
that
over.
is because she's not able to wear booty shorts? I believe it's easier to find a pair of booty shorts than a pair of like adult footy pajamas.
Yeah, and
She's
to wrestle in them.
she is trying to
the
go
left
out there
arm
and look
orthodox
like
bowler
this.
is coming into the attack from the
It
nursery.
also just has nothing to do with being good at wrestling. So, like, during and post match, that makes the least amount of sense. Like, if you're doing the like I'm a star stuff,
Good
and
bowling
I'm so
here.
hot
The
stuff,
dots are really putting
this
the
isn't the
pressure
time
on.
or the place for that piece of it. Even like if I don't know, man. It's also just like so incredibly one note, and that one note
That was
played
there to be
about
hit.
3.5
And it
months
was
ago.
pummeled.
So, like this has just gone on far too long. And to your point, like it just has nothing to do with Wendy Chu or Roxy. Like, why would you not say like, if I'm a heel in that situation, hot as I may be, why would I not say like, you just got here, you have no idea what you're doing, and the first person you decide to pair with, and they were kind of hinting at this, which made sense. The first person you lock in with is this absolute joke of a competitor.
Kept it
I've held the
fairly
title
tight
for
in that over.
9 months now, or whatever the hell it is. Like, it makes no heel sense to even do that. Yeah, I don't know. The match was like Roxy could really go. Like that's what I've learned.
She's really great.
Wendy Chu is like you said, plays her note to a T. I actually liked in the beginning when she crossbodied all three of them
run there.
like, before the bell rang. I thought that was actually a very fun way to start the show. But like that's the other problem is, and I think Gigi and JJ are fine in the ring, but like I don't know, you should not be getting outclassed that much.
We
on target with that throw, despite
got later
the
in the
distance.
night. We have Indy Hartwell sitting alone. in the break room. It always looks like a break room to me, not like anything else. It just looks like a break room. And then Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction walk up and are like,
nothing the batsman
hey,
could have
Indy,
done better.
I know we have had our issues in the past, but I was just wondering, like, how are you doing? I cannot imagine what you're going through. And Indy's like, yeah, it's been really tough. I feel lost. I don't even know what's going on right now, and blah blah blah. And then Mandy's like, "Oh no, I think you misunderstood me. What I mean was, like, I cannot imagine being you because I cannot imagine a man ever leaving me. I leave all the men." And they're like, "Yeah, she leaves all the men.
7 runs
men
coming
don't
from
leave her because she's hot. Anyway, bye." And then Indy is angry. And so it appears that the reason that they've given us for why Dexter Lumis is no longer on television, I mean, obviously it's because he was released,
and
but
2 runs
they have to write him
scoreboard.
off TV. He was a major character in a huge plot involving other people who are still on the show. And the thing they appear to have given us is that he left
He has played
Indy
well
Hartwell,
here. Positive and
ostensibly
exciting
for
batting to
another
get to
woman.
50.
And now they are divorced. And if, that's the best you guys can do. Like, I mean, I don't know. Here's one. So he got arrested by the FBI because someone was running a cold case string of murders from the late 90s, all committed with a hatchet. And all we know is the dude had a mustache and a weird tattoo on his right shoulder. And hey, we did a DNA thing because of all the COVID tests everybody's been doing. We've been running DNA and checks. Oh, look at that! You popped in. It's you. You were the one who killed everybody. Now you are a soulful artist now, but at the time, 30 years ago, you were a murdering teenager, and now we have to arrest you.
Good batting in that over.
My concern is next week we find out that somebody comes up to Duke Hudson, and it turns out that Duke and Persia ran away together.
The Dexter and Persia ran away together.
Yes, sorry, Dexter.
Now, if that's
the right armor is the new bowler
they're going to do,
the pavilion
fine. Like, it has not been. We haven't actually mentioned anything really about Persia. Actually, they haven't mentioned Dexter by name, but like, he's been a fixture with the character of Indy for so long that if you see Indy and you've been watching the show for longer than 3 weeks, it's like, where's Dexter? Oh, I guess Dexter left. That's weird. This is
it's not good. Indy Hartwell deserves a title shot run for sure. Like a meaningful program at the top of the card. Do I wish it was not with Mandy Rose, of course. But the good thing to come out of this is that Indy Hartwell looks like she's going to get a spot.
Yeah.
So I will take that.
Got that one away nicely.
Ryan Ben says, Kate, late, he means early, birthday present. Aaron Judge, three-run walk-off home run.
That makes me so happy.
Oh, good. Orion Ben also says, involved in this.
That's hit the pad. Huge appeal.
The best wrestler was the joke killer. Like Wendy Chu is really great, but I think Roxy's is special. She's so young and she's only going to get better and better and better.
She is, and that's also okay. Like Orange Cassidy, who everyone loves to compare her to, is a fantastic wrestler, and he is the joke a lot, right? And you have to say that as the heel, because otherwise the whole thing doesn't work.
Jimmy Pringle says, cold case, more like cold cuts, gabagool, yow! And the Battle of One Jam Beard says, I was always a big fan of Lumis in NXT, but I felt like he could have been called up to join Seth as one of his disciples a few years ago, or call him up and join Edge, or hell, he could have joined Gacy. Honestly, though,
Abdul is the new batsman.
Him, like Ed, the House of Purple, the House of Black, like could definitely use
one more to the score.
Murderer with a mustache, because it wouldn't be any sillier if you added a mute guy who's obviously a serial killer to that faction. Yeah.
I got nothing.
Very
There's
good
just
over
nothing
there.
that
2 wickets
can
taken.
save House of Purple for me. Like, nothing.
James Bauer says, Kate, as much as it hurts as a Cubs fan, I hope you enjoy the rest of Anthony Rizzo's career. I miss him immensely.
I hope I do too, buddy.
Holder, the right arm medium bowler, is coming into the attack from the nursery.
Segment of Roddy Strong.
Nice effort from the keeper.
Punching one of those
That one missed everything.
punching bags that is made to look like a dude with no arms.
Yeah.
And I always look so funny to me because for a second there I'm like, hey, why are you punching that man with no arms?
You know what, Monty Python, the guy that gets his arms, it's only a flesh wound when he gets his arms cut off. Come on!
Come back here, I'll bite your legs off.
Super shot that.
So then the Creeds show up and like, hey, Roddy, we need to talk. Hey, you're not still sore about last week, guys. A win is a win, baby. And I don't know when Roderick Strong became like this Hollywood agent type guy, but that's actually, hey kids, what are you talking about, man? Win is a win, baby. You're all good. But they're upset, and they brought up. And I honestly had not realized this. Up until last week, when the win was tainted, the Viking Raiders had never lost in NXT.
What a delivery! Draws the edge.
Is that true?
They'll get one there.
Because they just love to lie about things.
I mean, like, honestly, like, it seems weird to say, like, it's possible, but...
Gotcha!
Oh, but is this one of those BS things where the Viking Raiders never did what the War Raiders did?
Perhaps. That might be true. Anyway, so we went and we got them to give us another match against them next week. And this time it's going to be true. This time it's going to be real, and nobody's going to get in the way, and it's not going to be tainted victory. Our wonderful research assistant / mod, Luis Polito, saying it's true they left NXT undefeated.
Good for them.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually a cool part of the story then.
That goes for 4. Good shot.
I do love how they've been ruined so much since they left NXT.
Yep.
That when they came back to NXT,
back.
they're no longer the same guys from NXT, and they lost immediately on returning to NXT.
Oh, of course, yeah.
By some stupid distraction finish that they never would have fallen for 5 years ago.
No stopping that. 4 runs.
Ain't black and gold anymore, my friend.
Anyway, Roddy Strong says, hey, you're going to love the new guy I got. I brought in a new guy. He does this weird thing. He's from Minnesota. I'm from Wisconsin, so we're practically twins.
The crowd's on their feet. Probably
there's
hoping they can catch a
one
6.
extremely big difference between the two of them that would indicate they're not twins.
And so he brings in Damon Kemp, who, if you don't know, is Gable Stevenson's brother. They're leaning real heavily into like Gable Stevenson, NCAA champion.
Batsmen weren't given much of an
Olympic gold
opportunity in
medalist.
that over.
However, this dude we also hired as his brother, and you're not allowed to know they're brothers. Yeah, that's just a weird thing. Like, just call him the Steve. Like, they should be brothers. Why aren't they brothers? Like, I get it. Like, you think one guy's a big enough star and doesn't need to learn anything about the business. He's going to show up on Raw and probably win the U.S. title in theory at SummerSlam. But, like, his brother doesn't. He needs to go to NXT, fine, but you don't have to change his name to Damon Kemp.
I mean, if Braun Breaker's not a Steiner, you know. I think they have no faith in him, and they don't want the name out there if he's gonna flame out. I hate that. I hate that they're still doing it. He has the fucking Diamonds Are Forever patch on his jacket, and it's like, oh yeah, except for when you release the most valuable part of the stable. But okay.
Good shot.
The whole angle that was that diamonds are not forever. This was a breakup.
Yeah.
So didn't love that. And
Decision.
Do we
Just
want
a
to talk
great
about
shot.
whatever the hell that Viking Raiders?
That was the next thing.
You want to talk about that now? Because, buddy, what the hell was this generic ass promo barf?
Creed brothers, we think you are very honorable for realizing that you
And it's true that we were undefeated in NXT, but next week we're going to
make it back against some great work in the field. That's out
from Mount Asgard, and we will use Thor's hammer to destroy you. This is how we talk because we're actually Vikings.
This was like the most token. Terrible. Ugh. Like, there's something great about that. Like, hey, you know what? You realized that it wasn't a fair shot, and we're gonna have a fair shot, and buddy, we're coming after you in that fair shot. This was unrecognizably bad. Like,
bit of a task for the new batsman here, trying to turn this innings around after a steady flow of wickets in recent overs. Oh, super shot!
Which will probably be a great match in ring.
Yeah. There you go. This is the problem of rushing our show. Jake Salazar says, guys, this is random, but who is double vested the beach? Because I tried Googling it, nothing
really
came up.
Can get these
like, I have
absolutely
no idea
Let's
who these people are. Like, what are their real names?
Oh, sweet
Their
Jake.
names are Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, but they are forever in our hearts. Double vested.
Double vested the beach. God bless you for Googling that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what came up when you Googled double vested the beach.
No.
One run there.
We got a ridiculous thing of like, hey, earlier this week, Grayson Waller went shopping with Trish Stratton or whatever. Like,
don't say
Stratton.
Trish Stratton. That makes me think of Trish Stratton, who I like.
Tiffany Stratton. Sorry, Tiffany Stratton.
Good shot.
Stratton 5.
It was just like, hey, everything should be weighted so that I come out on top. Says Grayson Waller. And
big appeal.
Saying, yeah, that's true. Also, everyone else is ugly, and we aren't. Yeah, and they spent like 2.5 minutes on that. Like, it was really, really bad. It was really, really bad.
It was, and I also was like, what is happening?
I don't know.
Some
So
great fielding has created a chance out of nowhere.
Tonight, I'm going to wrestle that loser Andre Chase. What even kind of university is he running over there?
Which is a fair question, to be honest.
And Tiffany Stratton says, who even goes to that college? That's actually kind of funny.
That was kind of funny.
Well, whatever the hell she said. But then there's a second segment where it's Chase and Bodie Hayward in the locker room.
The new batsman, and there's a big
Saray
task
shows up
ahead
with
of
a
them to
schoolgirl
steady
outfit.
this innings.
She says some stuff
right
in
arm
Japanese
is coming into the attack
that is
from the
translated on the
nursery.
bottom, but she says, I want you to change your match to a mixed match. Challenge match or whatever, mixed tag match, so that I can get a chance at Tiffany Stratton because I hate both of those people.
Kumar is off the mark.
And then like he says, I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Great
Bodie
shot.
says, I know it. I speak Japanese. She says she wants to even change the match to mixed tag match. And he said, you speak Japanese? She's like, yeah, I take it with Professor Miller Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 to 4. We have a foreign language department? Stop growing on me, Andre Chase University. Stop it. I want to hate you guys because it's so stupid. But, like, the fact that you recognize it as stupid makes me like you.
Yeah, no, that was kind of fun. That was a little bit precious.
What a delivery.
But
Finds
I
the
hate mixed
edge.
tag matches so much.
Oh, I am.
So I was not excited that got set up, but I did appreciate, like, they kind of started leaning into the fact that this Chase University stuff was, like, very bad a few weeks ago, and then they pulled back away from it, and now they seem to be leaning into it again, so that was cool. Until we got a guy dressed as a female cheerleader for no reason.
Here we go. So, Srh is walking out ahead of Bodhi
and
Andre Chase for their match. And they're doing the thing where she takes the necklace that her grandmother gave her from Claire's, and she looks at it, and she goes, and she walks into the light. And they're like, is she going to wrestle like that, or what's going on? And they're like, I don't know. Let's follow her. And so they follow her into the light. And they come out. And this is something that was that an incredibly smart person wrote with the intention of it being very stupid. Like, you can tell, like, somebody who is smart about movie tropes and things like that. Somebody's got a brain in their head wrote this. And it just so happened that Vince thought it was funny. Why? Because dude in drag. That's why.
Of course.
But the idea that, like, they walk through the same portal that transforms Srh schoolgirl into Srh superhero girl. And when they walk through the portal, all of their things got jumbled up. Like when the fly travels through the teleportation thing with a dude, then the dude becomes part fly. That's an old trope from an old movie. That's how they figured that out. So Andre Chase just wears a powder blue sweater with Chase Liu's logo on it, and Bodhi Hayward wears Srh's schoolgirl wig with pigtails and glasses and a little midriff-bearing halter top, and I think a skirt.
Going to have a change in the commentary box. Joining me now is Mel Jones.
Hey, Slats. Good afternoon to you all. Good innings, setting a strong target.
Clever,
this should be an exciting run chase.
Immeasurably stupid at the same time.
I think if you want anything good to happen, you have to also present it as the surface version of that good thing.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's true. Orion Ben 666 says, a Linda magical girl transformation like Bodhi. That would be really fun. If we could get like some kind of star wipe or something, and then it.
Your glasses.
I mean, really, but the thing of it is like it's obvious that I'm putting them on. Like, it should be great if we could like do a thing like there's like a little dissolve, and then when you come back from it, it's all of a sudden it's like hello.
We'll talk to production about it.
Yeah. Talk to production about it. So this was my nightmare. It was a mixed tags match.
A big task ahead for the batsman. Let's see what he can do.
And Grayson Waller. I love Srh. She can't save this. I hate mixed tag rules. I hate them.
As do I.
I hate them. Like, you can say I don't like intergender because it's weird to like see men fighting women. That's fine. That's up to you. Whatever. I don't mind intergender. I'm not like super into it like some people are, but I don't mind it. I'll watch it. Like basically all of Lucha Underground was meant whenever women would fight men all the time. It's fine. No problem with it. It wasn't like a weird thing. It was just a thing. It was a thing that happened. But the solution to it, if you don't want to see men hitting women in the face, is not, hold on, let's stop the match while we both tag out. Like, that's not it.
And that's a single.
That's not it.
No, just don't do it. I like it when there's a story built around it, and it's not just like, hey, you're dating. So I did appreciate that about it.
Ooh,
like,
and that
Srh
got what it deserved. Poor ball.
So that part of it was good, and Srh is fantastic in the ring. It's just also weird to have this combination of people with Chase University. You know what it wasn't? I wouldn't say it was like magic. You know what I mean?
It definitely wasn't magic.
It definitely wasn't. And if I was locked in, that would be my segue to something. But Srh is magic because she does like the whole magical girl transformation. But sometimes I think that magic comes from a protein-packed breakfast. You know what I mean?
Yes. And if you were logged in, you would do something like this.
Cameo.
Right there.
What's up, you guys? It's Sean Ross Sapp. I'm not here physically on the show right now, but I still wanted to tell you about how I'm starting my day no matter where I am with delicious Magic Spoon cereal. 0
Needs to be
grams of
on
sugar,
target.
13, 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, only 140 calories per serving. Keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb. It is the ultimate breakfast food. It's the ultimate snack food, and it's the ultimate food for me to take while I'm traveling. Quick, easy, all the flavors you love. Peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream,
And 3
maple
for 1.
waffle, cocoa, fruity, frosted, all over the place. That cookies and cream and maple waffle are back permanently. And if you go to magicspoon.com/Fightful, grab a custom bundle of cereal, try it today. Use our promo code FIGHTFUL at checkout to save $5 off your order. If you don't like it, they are so confident in their product. It comes with a 100% happiness guarantee. They'll refund your money, no questions asked, if you don't like it, but you will. It's perfect before,
Very
after
firm.
workouts, as a snack. And my favorite thing about it is you get filled up with one serving. It's not running back and forth to the cupboard to get more, racking up those carbs, racking up those calories. Magicspoon.com/Fightful. Use that code FIGHTFUL.
Ooh. Gave a few too many away in that over.
Fightful selection is magic.
It's true.
And it only costs you $5 a month. Yes, subscribe to Fightful Select today for all the latest and greatest breaking news in professional wrestling media.
Yeah.
Some good stories going up there. I'm trying to think of what
One run
even
there.
recently was out. I feel like everything moves so fast in wrestling world. There was a bunch of Impact stuff with Under Siege. This Duke Grayson news. There's
Perfection.
gaming news if you're
What
a
a brilliant
gaming
shot.
person. So subscribe there for $5 a month. It's great.
Mark Quill says, nothing like Team Kalex segues to warm the soul.
Oh.
Can we cool down the soul? It was like 90 degrees here today.
Confident appeal.
Let's cool down the soul.
That is the
Like there's no
wicket
such
they're
thing
after.
as
Only the
spring.
one
It was
review.
40
You
degrees
must be
last week.
confident,
It was
or
90
you'll be
degrees
hearing
today.
all about it
I
from his
want
teammates.
spring. It was my favorite season growing up. As the
Ball pitches in
blooms
line.
came up slowly through the ground, and it
That's
was like
hitting
it
in
slowly
line.
got warmer and warmer,
The
and then
umpire was
eventually it was
convinced,
summer. Now
and
it's
the
like
tape
winter,
tells the
summer.
story.
There's nothing in
That's
between,
out.
and I'm sick of it.
Not here. It was like 70 and beautiful. Also,
Uses
shout
the
out to people
final
in the
review
chat that are
and
keeping me
has to
posted
go.
on the breaking Fightful Select news. Thank you. Yes, the up, up, down, down news that was on Fightful Select today. We love Xavier Woods for that. Keep an eye out for Impact this week. You guys are so great.
That'll
So
settle his
more
nerves.
things from
Good shot
people's
first up.
Humper chats. Jay Larkin says, Kate, you are great. Al Horford murdered the Milwaukee Bucks last night, and as the Celtics fans, I wish you no luck in this series, respectfully. It is always going to be.
They all go up for an LBW
Both teams
shout.
had to get
Maybe
two
it's
victories at
done
some
a
point.
bit too much.
Now it's best of 3. We'll see what happens. That's all I got to say about that. Batted to 1, Jan Beard says, but I'm a gender. I have no soul.
Fair enough.
Not a gender.
A
Although
Jinder Mahal?
Gender also has no soul. Mark Will says, reason number 777,
8 runs out of
777, why we love Kate. She's one of the few reasons
Malik,
why New
the
Jersey
right arm
does
is
not
coming
suck.
into the
Also,
attack
the
from the
entire
pavilion
Elizabeth
end.
family rocks.
They do. I can vouch for that much.
Aaron, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, diners and solid malls. Other reasons New Jersey doesn't suck.
One more to the score.
Aaron H. says, for context, I live in Bayonne, New Jersey. This morning at the coffee shop, I overheard 2 old ladies where one said, I knew Linda when she was in high school, and I can't believe
Keeper had
she's
to
dressing like
dive.
the bosoms
Takes
don't
it
hang past
safely.
the knees. Disgusting.
That's just wide. Harsh call, I
I'm
think.
telling you, you get it. You're in Bayonne, New Jersey. You get it.
Yeah.
Linda and Sheila are everyday characters in my life by different names, simply by existing in this wonderful state.
And they go through for 1.
Matthew Plus. This son of a bitch. Matthew Plus says, the only thing worse than NXT 2.0 is the duo reading this message. I see Katie finally succumbed to my relentless and devastating
One run
Twitter
there.
replies. The SGS community has feigned support in your absence, but they are sheep who I shall soon free. One more thing for all of SGS, Al, and if she decides to return to Twitter, Katie, I will have a message for all of you tomorrow at AEW Dynamite. Stay tuned to TPS and the SGS community for a message tomorrow night in signage form. So he's going to
I'm assuming he's going to Long Island for
Yeah.
AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
I went to the last Long Island taping that was there, and
not able to
MJF's mom
connect
was
there.
there with a sign that said, "I'm his mom, but even I know he sucks," which I thought was fantastic. That was the same episode CM Punk just cut a promo on the Islanders, which I thought was very fun. So I hope he does that again. But have
And
a
the end of the
miserable
tidy
time
over.
at that taping, sir.
Jake Salazar says, "I'm not finished with you, Matthew Plus."
My heat.
Joseph Snirk says, "The fellow mid-May child, happy early birthday, Kate.
That's
Enjoy
out of the
Capital
middle of the back.
Collision this weekend, and I'm glad you're doing well. Haters can walk a mile of Legos barefoot. SGS for life."
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
The NCB 41 says, "Hi, Kate and Alex. Didn't watch the show. Just wanted you guys to
Reaches
know
the
how much
boundary.
we
Good
love
shot.
you and appreciate you both. I joined Select because of you guys. Hashtag SGS member Nicholas Boulet. Hashtag Team Kalex for life."
He's beaten all ends up by that.
Jake Salazar says, "Get these hands."
I was gonna say before, it sounds kind of like Matthew Plus is out there to control his narrative. So
Tom LaValle says, "Get him, Jake Salazar.
The new batsman takes
Get him.
guard.
Get him. Give
I
him."
don't. Do we have to do the rest of the show? Can we just lay back and let them
I don't know. We could.
give us money to?
We could. We could.
Oh, there's Larry. Oh,
Heather
Superflex.
says, "I hope you both had fantastic days.
Off the mark
I had
there.
choice to walk
Good
my
shot.
dog Howie during the main event or during the show. I obviously couldn't miss this show."
Oh.
Simon Renshaw says, "Much love to Kate and Alex. I missed most of
nice
NXT. Started the Nikita match, so I can't wait for you guys to tell me what I missed." Well, let's get back to doing just that. What else did they miss? Okay, so later in the night, there was Nicholas Starhart sends in a Humper Chat saying, "Should we be concerned that Andre Chase has no idea of his own college has a foreign language department? What other courses do you think Chase University offers that Andre Chase doesn't know about?" All of them.
Super chat us your
all of
suggestions.
Yeah.
How to ever win a fucking match?
Oh, good shot.
Jim Pringle says, "Matthew Minus, may your popcorn be burnt and your hot dog come covered in ketchup." Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. Oh, that's the worst. So later in the night, we got a promo from Nathan Fraser.
Yep.
A promo, an interview. JW Pringle says, "Nathan Fraser says it looks like he should be on Boy Meets World UK edition." With the outfit was decidedly 1995. I will say that. Like,
He did look like he walked out of Clueless.
yeah, he did. Yeah, definitely. But so he's like, "Oh,
Our chat right now.
I'm over the moon.
Nice ball.
Doesn't
Oh,
play
I
that
can't
one well.
believe I won my first match against the Grayson Waller. What an amazing competitor. Can't believe I beat him. Little old me, Nathan Fraser. Can't believe it. But Bob's your uncle. Look at me. I did. I won. That's amazing."
Well and
I
truly
don't know
beaten
why
by the bowler.
That's the voice that I hear coming out of him the whole time. He just feels like, it's like, dude, you're amazing. You don't need to be like, "Oh, I can't believe I won. Isn't that amazing?" No, you're really good. You should be a little bit more.
Timed that absolutely
The
perfect.
false humility is weird. But
He's trying not to be the next watch, all right? He's just
he gets walked up on by Zion Quinn and says, "Hey, you're the new guy, right? Don't worry. You'll just run it straight and you'll be fine." And then Nathan Fraser says, "Got one question for you, though. What does run it straight mean?" And Zion Quinn's like, "Nobody questions my catchphrase." And then Wes Lee shows up and says, "See, nobody knows
Picks that
what
one
it
up
means.
nicely. Good
Didn't
shot.
I kick your ass? Yeah, but now I want you to kick my ass again." Basically, is what that was. And so now we had a Nathan Fraser thing. Maybe he's going to have a match with Zion Quinn, maybe not. But we know for a fact Wesley and Zion Quinn are having a match.
Can we just go through the
Misread
match
that one.
that's
Couldn't get the
unfolding?
drive away.
The promos that are unfolding
Yep.
in our chat.
Here we go. Matthew Plus says, you're not worth my time, Jake the Salamander.
Overstepping there, no ball.
Jake Salazar says, that's right, attack 2 jobbers with 1 shot. Come at me, bro. This Salazar symphony, bucko.
He needs to bowl a good one to avoid being smashed.
Right. Yeah, Jake Salazar says, look at Matthew Plus. Matthew Minus, you're basically the SRS of streaming services, a damn jobber. Wow, this is all really good. Great. There we go. Mark Will says, here's $2 towards seeing Kate hit Maddie Plus with a GTS.
Okay. As much as I love CM Punk, and I do, with all of my heart and soul and mind, the GTS is like a very finisher. It's good when Kenta does it, but like, I would say like a good like 37% of the time. But it will when I hit Maddie Plus.
James Bauer says, I love you all, but I love you all as much as I hate
down at the non-strikers.
This episode was, as usual, booty butt cheeks, but I love Team Kalex. War games. Ivy Nile, is she still in Diamond Mine? I don't know. She's now got the Ivy Nile challenge.
That's what this is for.
Is it for that?
If you can hang, I think.
Oh, to recruit people? Oh,
yeah.
okay, is that what that is? So she's on Roddy's side? All right, whatever.
Sure.
Who cares? She makes a bunch of dudes do push-ups, and then she makes them do lunges with what they call Bulgarian bags.
No ball.
Around their
overstepping the line there.
And then
First ball, and he's off the mark.
Then it's
the bowler will know that the batsman will be looking to hit this into the stands.
And then,
how will he counter?
And then they put a really heavy chain around their necks, and then they do pull-ups. And eventually, there's only one guy left, and he can't do as many pull-ups as she can because he weighs 270 pounds and she weighs 95 pounds. Solid muscle, but she's very, very tiny, and he is not, so he loses. And I guess there's nobody good enough to be in Diamond Mine. I don't know what all of this was, but good for Ivy Nile getting time on television.
Perfect technique and placement.
This is what I've learned about Diamond Mine in the past couple of weeks. It's about drive, and it's about power.
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Ivy Nile, she stays hungry. She devours. She puts in the work.
Yep.
She puts in the hours. It takes what's ours. I can't believe I know all the words to it.
And a single taken.
Jake Salazar says, Matthew Minus, you're nothing more than second best. I'm main eventing Sour Graps. You're just on Sour Graps' dark elevation. So good for Ivy Nile. Good for Ivy Nile getting.
The batsman kept quiet in that over.
Segment. We'll see where they go with her.
The left-arm medium bowler is coming into the attack from the nursery.
Nerd Guru says, not wrestling related, but I want your take on an argument my friends and I have had many
right out of the middle.
What's the optimal utensil for ice cream cake? Spoon or fork? Nerd Guru says, hint, it's spoon.
Yeah,
it's fork.
Yep. I mean, sure. But if I'm
terrific
I don't have
shot,
sports
timed superbly, and it goes for 4.
I mean, that's your fault. That's not my fault. That sounds like it's a you problem. I mean, of the two,
yeah,
it's
of your tradition.
It's spoon. Honestly, it depends on the frozen level of your ice cream cake. If it can be used,
Stoinis is the new man at the non-strikers end.
But usually, if you're like having an ice cream cake that's been sitting out for any number of minutes, that's gonna start to melt real quick, and you're gonna not like that having that fork around. That's all I'm saying.
Stoinis about to face their first ball.
All right. I'm just saying there are levels to this thing. There are many different ways of. I'm kidding.
Plays and misses.
I don't know why I did that. Matthew Plus says, I want a tote for how much money I bring to you guys.
Yep. Well, good for you. Yeah. I want a pony.
Yeah.
The batsmen were playing all their shots that over.
Jake Salazar says, tote these nuts.
Change of bowling. The captain is going with pace.
My man!
Jake Salazar says
so much. Did you see him just dunking on Disney World?
Yes. Well, but mostly he was dunking on sciatica. Like that was the main thing. If he didn't have sciatica, he might have had a good time. Also, bad weather at Disney World. Like you go in, like it starts raining. No. Kate, Jake Salazar says, Kate, I'll tag you in. Hit him with that GTS, and then I'll lock in the Anaconda Vice. The last time I went to a Disney type place, I guess I was trying to break in some new shoes because we were on vacation and I wanted to look good or whatever. So I had some newer shoes, and those things did not do well walking the miles and miles around the happiest place on earth. Like my feet were in really bad shape by the time we got back to the hotel. Like it was just like they're all swollen, and it was just terrible. Like it was terrible. Like that's like like I can't imagine having sciatica and walking around that place. That'd be terrible.
I can't imagine walking around that place. I don't
Swing and a miss. The batsman misjudging that one.
JW Pringle says Matty Minus will need a tote for his teeths.
That man's been to prison, son. I want to mess with him.
Tote for your teeth. The battered one Jam Beer says, on behalf of Team KLX, Matt Plus can kiss my grits. Mark Quill says, Matty Minus wishes he was a main event player in the Sour Graps Galaxy like the Council of Marks are, and the COM is pro Kate every day.
This is so much not about NXT.
No!
Nope, not at all. None of it is. So let's talk about some good stuff.
All right.
So we're going to talk about
a beauty of a delivery there.
I mean, it started out stupid, but it ended up good. I don't know. It was a weird deal. Like Trick and Carmelo show up, and they're about to enter the building, but Solo's like, "Sorry, kids, you got to stay outside," and locks them out. And it was just like I don't understand what the prank was, why he did it. But then he goes to the ring and he's super over. Like really there he goes, Solo, and he seems like
get one more.
I did not expect that, and that's cool. That's got to be a cool feeling for him. But he says this was supposed to be Carmelo and Trick's time, but no, it's my time. I like that. I don't care.
A single.
I know you think you're going to get your one-on-one match with Cameron Grimes for the NXT North American Championship, but I got next, and Cameron Grimes comes out, and people were like chanting at him.
Nice
you got lucky. So like they're super pro Carmella. Sorry, Solo. Carmella. They're definitely changing his name when he goes to the main roster because Vince won't be able to tell the two of them apart.
Carmel with the vowel.
Carmella. Which one's which?
He'll be like Dolce de Leche.
Anyway, yes. So sorry. Cameron Grimes comes out and basically says, "Yes, you got that." And so they kind of like, okay, cool. Uso leaves. Yes, he's Uso. He basically Uso. And then from behind, Carmelo and Trick Williams attack Cameron Grimes. They're about to do like the jumping axe kick off the top rope to Cameron Grimes, whose head is inside a chair. And nope, because Solo comes out and saves him, kicks both of their asses by himself. Yes. And then there's a moment of weirdness between him and Cameron Grimes, but they seem to be on the same page. So I'm assuming next week we're going to get a tag match. Solo versus Cameron Grimes, can they coexist? Solo and Cameron Grimes, can they coexist? Versus Trick Williams, super weak link in the match. Yes. And Carmelo. Probably the heels win because the tenuous
Abdul, the spinner coming into the attack.
Cameron and Solo will not hold. They cannot coexist because that's how they book this shit every day.
Shot.
I'm assuming we're getting that next week, and then the Solo match. I'm sorry, the Carmelo match versus Cameron the week after. Interesting.
I'm not unconvinced that won't be a triple threat.
They already did that though, like last week, so I feel like they're gonna do two singles matches back to back as opposed to an under triple threat.
I forgot they did that last week.
Oh, great
and that
shot.
match ruled, so my bad. That was a great match. It was just the rest of spring break and it was so bad. That was the opener, right? Because I remember being like, there is an ease that Solo Sikoa has that not everybody has. Like, there's something really special about that guy. And we've talked about it ad nauseum at this point of, you could call him up tomorrow, you could call him up in a year. So it's just probably going to be on whatever the Bloodline storyline looks like. I love that guy. I love the way he carries himself. I love him in the ring.
Gave a few too many away in that over.
Everything he does makes sense.
This bowler knows how to give
there's
the ball
just an authenticity that he has that a lot of NXT does. Okay, so the tag match is official.
They've already made it official.
Yeah.
Like like it is one of those things where they are so predictable. You can see every step they're going to take coming a mile away because they always do the same thing 4 or 5 times.
It's true. I have a little bit more leniency for that in developmental. Not
Sure.
a lot.
Sure. You got to understand they've only got 4 plans of attack at any one time. That's why they run the same shit on SmackDown that they run on Raw. That's why literally they spent 5 friggin' weeks doing Lacey Evans promos on SmackDown just to put her on Raw because they don't have anything better to do with themselves. Anyway, Smickers
Hungry?
Smikers says Cameron Grimes doesn't seem like himself. Is he hungry? If he's hungry, grab a Snickers. Is he hungry? What exactly is his character right now? Also, we call the washing machine song the ice cream. It does kind of sound like an ice cream truck is coming out of my my laundry room.
I'd be so mad that I can't go get like a bomber pop or whatever.
Super shot there.
Give me one of them drumsticks. Not that one, the other one. So Jake Salazar says Vince will accidentally book a Carmelo and Corey Graves makeout session. Thank you, Carmella.
You know what? If Corey was making out with Carmelo instead of Carmelo,
is the new batter.
Might not be like as attractive. No. He might need a little help.
He might.
He might need like it.
Is your penis soft? Is it difficult to get hard?
1 run there.
Do you have issues with sexual performance?
Holder, ready to face their first ball.
Confidence. Gucci.com code FIGHTFUL gives you your first shipment of Gucci for free. It will help you go harder, stronger erection. It will make you more confident in your sexual performance.
And that's
you take an online questionnaire. You work with an online physician. You don't wait in line at the pharmacy. You don't wait in line at the doctor's office.
Cheer for this woman because of that. That is an obvious tactic they're using in manipulation to get her over as a babyface. Them realizing that people might not like being told who to cheer for. Like, you have to cheer for her. Her dad was an abusive alcoholic. You have to cheer for her. Everybody in her family either OD'd or committed suicide. You have to cheer for her. Like, them realizing that people might rebel against that, and so at the last frigging second, switching her heel after all of that without giving us any reason, and then putting her on the different show, if that's actually what is going to happen. Like, it's just, they have no plan B to anything until it's the very final moment. And I don't get it.
And he just lets that go through.
So
wide called.
My only thing is they control the crowd. So I don't know why they would suddenly care about that rebellion.
I don't know.
My thinking is that they made her heel because they're moving her to Raw, and they want her to face Bianca. Not that it organically happened. I think they said, "Oh, well, we can turn it because we want her to go to Raw. Their champion is a face.
These last few overs have changed the momentum of this innings.
And Asuka's a face. So, like, there's nobody there.
Bit of a task for the new batsman here, trying to turn this innings around after a steady flow of wickets in recent overs.
I don't think it was planned at all there. Until they decided to
very important wicket, that one.
Mom, Marine, hard life, camo pants, see-through bodysuit, and bra. WWE has no idea what they're doing. Says W. Pringle. And Alpha Bill says, cheer for Kate and Alex. Cheer, you heathens.
Right
okay, there you go. Lacey had a chance to be half decent babyface on SmackDown, and now is a heel on Raw is beyond moronic. Also, now that she's gone, Flair is hurt. How many women are left on SmackDown? Like 6? I don't know. Like Xia Li was like cut a promo I think 3 weeks ago about how like now the only person I protect is myself, and we haven't seen her or heard from her since.
Shotzi.
I guess, like, kind of. I suppose.
I actually prefer Lacey as a heel than a face.
Oh,
very good.
Me too.
Comes to an end.
But they absolutely spent all of that time building her up as a babyface with those promos. They were intended to get her over as a babyface, and them to just be like, oh, whoops, that's not going to work, without even letting it see if it did work. Like, it absolutely would work with a core group of their audience. You and I might not go for it, but a core group of their audience absolutely would have gone for it.
If they had just done it as 3 segments and not 5,
yes,
I actually would have gone for it because it was authentic. Like, I will take the ride with you if there's something that is authentic.
Boom, that's
like, if you're telling me your real life story and it was this hard, I will get on your side. Yeah. But the way that they rolled it out, kind of feel bad.
I think he's timing it.
Alba Fire had a match versus Amari Miller.
Bit of a task for the new batsman.
I don't know.
Trying to turn this innings around after a steady flow of wickets in recent overs.
Timed that absolutely perfectly.
Maybe
I thought it was supposed to be like, here's some fire imagery because of the fire.
Crowd on their feet. Where will this
but
one
instead
go?
they were like,
now
I think she's pyromania.
Now she wears a red aluminum bat to the ring
absolutely huge.
With a scabbard on her back. Like I don't even know. I don't even know what we're dealing with Kaylee Ray. Like, Alba Fire is a terrible name. Fire.
Just think of John Alba. Like, friend of the show, John Alba.
Yeah.
Takes the
I think that she is saying that she will be fire in the future. Like, I'll be fire. Like, I will be fire. I'll be fire. It's weird. I don't know what we're doing. So she won because obviously she did. And good for her.
Did she face Amari Miller, was it?
Amari Miller, yeah. And they did a thing where they were like, hey, just so you know, 2 months ago, Amari Miller took a really dangerous move from Les Legends. Really reckless. Terrible reckless move. And she had to be carted off shoot stretchered out. And we didn't know what was going to happen with that. Touch and go for a little bit. But turns out she's fine. 2 months later, she's cleared to wrestle. Here she's back. Also, later tonight, we'll be seeing that Les Legends being rewarded with a spot in the breakout tournament. Because not only is she terrible, she's also terribly reckless. Can't wait to see more of her in the breakout tournament. So, yeah.
It would seem as though some adjustments to their training protocols would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake Salazar says, my mom said Rhea Ripley looks like a swole Marilyn Manson, and I can never unsee it now. Apparently, my mom woke up and chose violence today. Also choosing violence is Von Wagner, who decides he wants to injure everybody. I did appreciate where they were like, Von Wagner, you've injured a whole bunch of people recently. What's up with that? And they put the microphone in his face, and he just shoves it over to Robert Stone, which is probably for the best. Let's just do that from now on. But then Ike Manjiro just jumps back into the fray, decides to attack Von Wagner. So we're going to get more of that, I guess. Blah.
Yeah. They got a long way to go before I start giving a crap about either of those two.
Yeah. So here we go. The women's breakout tourney started today. We got Sloane Jacobs versus Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley, who you might remember from last week, is a horse girl, and that's the only thing about her that is consequential anyway, is that she loves horses.
She is gonna win this tournament and show the horse her contract.
I hope they film her doing it, and I hope the horse eats it, because I want horse-based comedy. That's what I want.
But I went the other way. I want the horse to review the contract, like.
Oh, the horse like puts thoroughly on bifocals.
Yeah.
So the horse is her lawyer. Horse lawyer. That's. Yeah. If basically there was a spin-off from NXT 2.0 called Horse Lawyer, in which Fallon Henley and Double Vest and the Beach also spin off. They're her wacky neighbors, and her lawyer is a horse, and her lawyer is like the horse talks.
Nobody acknowledged it.
Who does the voice of the horse?
Ooh, like from NXT or just in the
No, like just like what sitcom actor do they get to do the voice of the horse?
Ray Romano.